me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. Hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You that chop line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again.
What we gonna eat no money, what we at you, eat no at you. Covid money, me say we eat the your little rat you. Use the youth, the money, waste and bust a man to statue. Say me like a catch you, but bigger than a figure you. Take the skin of money, girl, and say that it's not you. One day the man above him, look him, I got a bet. Too much it in the kitchen, some a fly well like a patu. When singers and DJs and social media's coming at you.
It burn me.
300% raise.
It burn me.
Garbage pile of the day.
It burn me.
Give the teacher them raise.
It burn me.
I see corruption face.
It burn me.
Mash down the people them house.
It burn me.
Every day appear arms out.
It burn me.
Appear money them a thief.
It burn me.
And them a sell out with each.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You that chop line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again.
For me say big up all the charities and all of the giver. Some a go like say them powerful, me no make a bigger. The already promises none of them not deliver. Cut up the youth them rap and they down in our fever. Member bold money and they lie them tell. Corruption smell and they pocket them smell. When police don't a market like Satan out of hell go mash up people start like thief when them sell.
It burn me.
Or they treat the market man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat the cat man.
It burn me.
Or they treat the peanut man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat the dirt man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat the son man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat policeman.
It burn me.
Or them a treat soldier man.
It burn me.
How them a treat everyone.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't.
What is going on? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good afternoon if you are on the London time. Welcome to Global TV. Chai Bridge already started with a bit of rumble tumble. We will get round there for you. I don't know we're going to lift up the white out of Hector's River. And I know help Dwight Construction need help to take them out of Hector River. Them fall down in there. So if you don't know anybody who can help them, just make them know. Why, oh boy, that was a disaster waiting to happen. Anyway, luckily, it didn't happen when children were crossing. Morning, everyone. To my community party and all my family members, good morning. Platform moderator, membership holders, viewers and subscribers, commenters and trolls, good morning. How wanna do? Wanna hear nobody from what him name? Dion Singh side of family target, cause that phony story don't really wash at all. Elaine Turner, good morning. Good morning, Natalia Freeman. Marcia Thomas, Debbie Jervis. Yvonne Riley, Sunshine, Gloria Morris. Sheena Kelly, Marcia Gray, veteran, Jason Kane, Beat and Teach, Agency Driver 5. Karen, well gone. Violet Watson, Marjorie Lewis, Doris Beckford, Janet Riley, Colleen James, Don Fox, Pamela Akola. Good morning, and welcome. Oh no, that phony story. I'm waiting to hear the development. The Afwachi Galangen do sound plausible at all. Sound pretty much close to Donald Trump assassination. But if there is another side to the story, true love, good morning. If there is another side to the story, and the family has another side to the story, certainly it will go pop out a road because the valley people them now go afraid for talk, you see. And we well want hear if I saw it go for true or we were given a phony story as JCF tend to give us. Me glad I never Fitzbailey come out yesterday because if a Fitzbailey come out, the way how we would have look for the cow where jump over the moon, we would have still in a daze by now because Fitzbailey always give us a hey diggle story. But we could look on what going down a Char Bridge, no?
See what I want, rat no body. Rock out. Everything down for can't roll over. I want to then can't get it back off a bridge again. It can't come back off a bridge again for the company.
Jaja, Saturday in Troy. The Cowick Park Bridge has just started work, and it was the pride and the joy for the community. But we sad to report this incident. We give God thanks and praises that the driver was not injured or seriously injured in any way. No life was lost, but this is the result for day one of the project starting.
I don't know if the word properly is subsidence or subsidence, but what that means, it means the stability of the soil. You mean to say no engineer never gonna go to structural assessment? But then again, through me not Chopper John and me not understand building project. Through me Eli Clark not there like Chopper John. And me don't understand building project. Then whatever me say don't make sense. Alongside a river, bridge has been broken for 3 years now. We've just been through a hurricane. And I expect the style to be whoops and rigid. So try already show we say. Not try, where the come by some name. What do you think you rather name? Them lock there. The white. Already show we say. Them not display engineering expertise. That not show. Because you never do no farmer assessment. If you go put your excavator upon the edge of the galangin, can tell where Chai Bridge really is heading. We're going to watch and see now. We are going to watch and see because it really don't look like it's heading much from where we just see it start. Because the site was handed over to them on the 18th of May or 18th of June. I wonder what sort of assessment they've done on this site. But if you don't know anybody, we can help lift out Chai Bridge people them. If you don't know anybody, we can help lift Dwight construction out of Hector's River. They know. But then again, let us wait and see. Just like how we wait and see where Horace Strong, Stephanie Lindsay, and Nancy's story Fitzbailey are going to come tell we. Because hope we're going to start sweep things and cover it under the carpet or over up the things them that we can't see the particles. Awareness heart, good morning, true love. Jeanette Jones, good morning. Donna Marie Long to Archer over on Facebook, good morning. Good morning. Thank you all for joining us. Colleen James, Ben Miles. Good morning. But we listen to Horace Chang and Stephanie Lindsay again because that story with Dwight and the fraudulent businessman and the fraudulent police officer, it don't add up. It's sound too near to how for Donald Trump assassination go. And anything go near Donald Trump, Juliet, see it here again. The mud chuck and the hole them pan Mavis Bank, Juliet. Me case, if you know do nothing yet, see it there. Me case. And somebody call the PNP them, no? Me not even go too bad about them galang in here because I say me as somebody who don't understand number and percentage and me as somebody who don't hold it too solely rely upon polls. But the margin of error in the positive rating, it's not something to really write home about. It's a 2%. It's within the margin of error. So, Mark Golden now blaze too hard over Andrew when it comes to popularity because just about a 2% or so more, that's within the margin of error. The margin of error is a 3% up or a 3% down. it could go either way for either of them. So I don't know. But me no rely upon poll because poll and vote buying are two different something. But we will come to the integrities and the bagarants. But we want to go back to Horace Chang and Stephanie Lindsay conundrum. We want to know if them believe what they tell we say. We want to know, Abenasa Cody, how are you, Althea? We want to know if them believe what them tell we say, because it not sound like them believe Marjorie Lewis. It really not sound like them believe. But wait until Cliff Hughes come. Give me about Granny Sus. Wait until the liar pastor man come out.
So what we know is that sometime after 5, about 5:45, there was a very unfortunate incident here at the Halfway Tree police station. What we know as a fact is that Detective Sergeant was in the process of transporting a businessman from the court, because he was attending court on a matter, taking him to his office. Sometime during the journey from the court to his office.
I want to ask this question. The sergeant was transferring the businessman from court. Is it that the businessman was on remand? Or is it that the new information that came in to the sergeant came before they left court? I'm not quite clear on that bit. I hope the JCF can clear that up. I don't know if anybody is confused by that bit as I am, but I hope, and to whose office as well. I would suspect, as with what Stephanie Lindsay is saying, to the sergeant office, the now deceased sergeant. But I hope they can give further clarity as to this sentence.
He attacked the detective sergeant. So what we know is that sometime after 5, about 5:45, there was a very unfortunate incident here at the Halfway Tree police station. What we know as a fact is that Detective Sergeant was in the process of transporting a businessman from the court, because he was attending court on a matter, taking him to his office. Sometime during the journey from the court to his office, he attacked the detective sergeant. A tussle ensued. During the tussle, another police officer saw what was happening and intervened. During that process, the businessman...
Right. Is there a courthouse? Can somebody help me here? Is there a courthouse next to the Halfway Tree police station or quite close to the Halfway police? I'm really confused by this sentence. I don't know. I'm going to replay it so we can listen again. But this sentence from Miss Lindsay, I'm rather confused by. Brenda, good morning. Sonia Michael. Or what are you saying, Sonia? There's a police station next to Halfway Tree. Oh, walking distance, Sunshine says. Okay. Because I'm trying to wrap my head around how that transporting, and first of all, if he was transporting him, then the question to ask, was the businessman on remand? Did the police escort him to court? Or did the new information came to the police while they were at Halfway Tree, and then Dion Singh would have had to accompany the police to Halfway Tree? Was that voluntary or was that under arrest? Jesus Christ. Was it voluntary? Or was it under arrest? That is important to clarify to the public. Becoming confused. The whole sentence here confused me. All of it.
Right, so what we know is that sometime after 5, about 5:45, there was a very unfortunate incident here at the Halfway Tree police station. What we know as a fact is that Detective Sergeant was in the process of transporting a businessman from the court because he was attending court on a matter.
Right, he said that she said a businessman, not a prisoner or a detainee. We're going by how language would express here. A businessman, no reference to a prisoner or a detainee. So then that would lead me to, I don't know what to believe.
Taking him to his office. Sometime during the journey from the court to his office, he attacked the detective sergeant. A tussle ensued.
Sometime from the court to the office. Is it that, Miss Lindsay, that the attack or altercation started somewhere between traveling from the courthouse to the police station? Or did the attack or assault happen or started at the police station? This I'm not clear about either. Very confused about this explanation. Then again, me dunce could snoring. It could really be the dunceness where abada me. He was not handcuffed. Oh yes, he's a well-known businessman and he's a Tivoli aligned businessman as well. He's quite close to Dodos and Liberty. Me confused by Stephanie Lindsay, but then again, me no make for work out confusion.
During the tussle, another police officer saw what was happening and intervened. During that process, the businessman.
Yeah. Then two sentences are sweet. Me have to pay them and rivet them in our head. So then do add up. The two sentences are incomplete and they are convoluted, Miss Lindsay. They don't make natural sense, Miss Lindsay. I don't get it. Not yet. I know them hide the businessman picture, well-known businessman, and them publish them police, but nobody published the businessman. On the publishing name, why not publishing picture? A whole heap of time them arrest Dion. So them have, but then again, maybe a Tivoli bad man, them can't take mugshot of him, you might never know.
So what we know is that sometime after 5, about 5:45, there was a very unfortunate incident here at the Halfway Tree police station. What we know as a fact is that Detective Sergeant was in the process of transporting a businessman from the court because he was attending court on a matter, taking him to his office. Sometime during the journey from the court to his office, he attacked the detective sergeant. A tussle ensued. During the tussle, another police officer saw what was happening and intervened. During that process, the businessman pulled the firearm from the officer and he immediately fired a shot. Sergeant was hit. And understand that the businessman then turned the firearm at himself. They were both taken to hospital where they were pronounced dead. As it relates to the identity of the...
Was the sergeant accidentally shot by his colleague, or did Dion Singh shot the sergeant? I wonder if gunshot residue I wonder if gunshot residue and fingerprint, but then again, do we have proper forensic analysis in Jamaica? But I wonder if gunshot residue and fingerprint would have backed up that story, Miss Lindsay. I ask again, I wonder if gunshot residue and fingerprint evidence would back up that story. I wonder if Jamaica, I saw anything halfway through. Jamaica, I no see nothing at all. Nothing so. Nothing so. You mean to say, big all of Jamaica, I, nothing so. The courthouse had camera, the police station had camera, inside and where and out, nothing so. And me don't feel confused. Miss Lindsay is baffling and battering to find out what to tell us. Stephanie Lindsay is battering and baffling in order to conjure up a story to convince us. Stephanie Lindsay, I try hard to make it up as it go along. Don't even mind dimwit, Henriquez, how are you? Don't even mind dimwit the criminal chunk. Stephanie Lindsay, listen to Stephanie. Stephanie, I dish out the lie them, yeah, so.
So what we know is that sometime after 5, about 5:45, there was a very unfortunate incident here at the Halfway Tree police station. What we know as a fact is that Detective Sergeant was in the process of transporting a businessman from the court, because he was attending court on a matter, taking him to his office. Sometime during the journey from the court to his office, he attacked the Detective Sergeant. A tussle ensued. During the tussle, another police officer saw what was happening and intervened. During that process, the businessman pulled the firearm from the officer and he immediately fired a shot. Sergeant was hit. And understand that the businessman then turned the firearm at himself. They were both taken to hospital where they were pronounced dead. As it relates to the identity of the officer, we cannot officially name him at this point because our chief chaplain, along with the chaplaincy team, they are trying to make contact with the family. And the last time I spoke with him, they are not yet officially informed. So as soon as they're informed, we'll be able to give his identity afterwards. As it relates to the businessman, we can name him because the unfortunate thing is that his family was at the station at the time of the incident. And he has been identified as Tian Singh. He's a businessman that is well known, Dancing Auto. So that is what we're able to share at this time. And just to say that we have here a number of persons who are supporting the police officers here. It's a very unfortunate information. We have the leadership of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, and we have various stakeholders just supporting. And also our minister came to lend some support to the police officers here. So as you would be aware, it's a very emotional situation right now. You know, we all know the Detective Sergeant is 47 years old, a veteran detective in the Jamaica Constabulary Force for many years, very hardworking, and we never anticipated anything like this, so we are treating with it emotionally. Indicom was informed. We also have the Inspector General that's here because it was a shooting incident, so it warrants an investigation. So that's about what we know just to know and can share. I think based on what we are going to be looking at some other information because we understand that one officer may have fired, but we are now going to have to look at some other things to see and see what they.
This is another confusion I have. So is it that another officer also discharged rounds in the altercation? Is that how I should understand this sentence from Stephanie Lindsay? Another officer may have fired. Is that how I should understand it? But Sergeant Yasso don't really great at all. He is a fraudster and a conman, just like Dion Singh. Ask yourself the question, why Sergeant is taking, refresh your page and come back, Janet. Ask yourself the question, why Dion Singh was taken to Sergeant office. What sort of relation and rapport Dion Singh have with Halfway police station that it could have been such a casual issue, no handcuff, no nothing, just casual. So, come, my friend. Come, my friend. But I'm going to go into deeper digging on both of them because both of them are criminal and fraudster. Both Dion Singh and the sergeant, they're both criminals.
So we are treated with it emotionally. Indicom was informed. We also have the Inspector General that's here because it was a shooting incident, so it warrants an investigation. So that's about what we know just to now and can share. I think based on what we're going to be looking at some other information because we understand that one officer may have fired, but we are now going to have to look at some other things to see and see what the investigation will prove. But we understand at least one officer may have fired after they heard fire explosions, etc.
So what were the circumstances under which he was being taken from court to his office by the police?
All right, so before the court on some fraud-related matter. Whilst at court, a fresh report came to the detective, and at the end of the session, he was offered bail. He was in the process of continuing that investigation.
All right. So is it that he was in court on a charge, on a fraud charge, and he received bail for that issue? Is that how I should understand it? And then a fresh report came in. My understanding that would have been while they were at court. As some may understand it. God knows Stephanie confused me. And I go start all over again this morning. It I go bored, you know, but we are going to search for the truth in the lie.
So what we know is that sometime after 5, about 5:45, there was a very unfortunate incident here at the Halfway Tree police station. What we know as a fact is that Detective Sergeant was in the process of transporting a businessman from the court, because he was attending court on a matter, taking him to his office. Sometime during the journey from the court to his office, he attacked the Detective Sergeant. A tussle ensued. During the tussle, another police officer saw what was happening and intervened. During that process, the businessman pulled the firearm from the officer and he immediately fired a shot. Sergeant was hit. And understand that the businessman then turned the firearm at himself. They were both taken to hospital where they were pronounced dead. As it relates to the identity of the officer, we cannot officially name him at this point because our chief chaplain, along with the chaplaincy team, they are trying to make contact with the family. And the last time I spoke with him, they are not yet officially informed. So as soon as they're informed, we'll be able to give his identity afterwards. As it relates to the businessman, we can name him, because the unfortunate thing is that his family was at the station at the time of the incident, and he has been identified as Tian Singh. He's a businessman that is well known, Dancing Auto. So that is what we're able to share at this time. And just to say that we have here a number of persons who are supporting the police officers here. It's a very unfortunate information. We have the leadership of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, and we have various stakeholders just supporting. And also our minister came to lend some support to the police officers here. So as you'd be aware, it's a very emotional situation right now. You know, we all know the detective sergeant is 47 years old, a veteran detective in the Jamaica Constabulary Force for many years, very hardworking, and we never anticipated anything like this, so we are treated with it emotionally. Indicom was informed. We also have the Inspector General that's here, because it was a shooting incident, so it warrants an investigation. So that's about what we know just to know and can share. I think based on what we're going to be looking at some other information, because we understand that one officer may have fired, but we are now going to have to look at some other things to see and see what the investigation will prove. But we understand at least one officer may have fired after they heard fire explosions, etc.
So what were the circumstances under which he was being taken from court to his office?
One officer may have fired. When fired after, Miss Lindsay, in what direction and where was he when he fired? Can't just hear explosion and frighten and fire, so Miss Lindsay, that part there, Miss Lindsay. One officer may have fired when he heard the explosion, Miss Lindsay. When fire after? When fire after, Miss Lindsay? Or he just frighten and take out thing gun and bust a wild shot, so. Hey, Miss Lindsay. Miss Lindsay, oi. No, sir. Rosalie Ricketts, Wayne Evans, Joan Bailey. Miss Lindsay. Garfield Brown, how are you? Sharon Bernard. Miss Lindsay. When fire after, in our direction, in fire, can just hear explosion, then fire. No, sir. Stephanie Lindsay Naram.
Indicom was informed. We also have the Inspector General that's here, because it was a shooting incident, so it warrants an investigation. So that's about what we know just to know and can share. I think based on what we're going to be looking at some other information, because we understand that one officer may have fired, but we are now going to have to look at some other things to see and see what the investigation will prove. But we understand at least one officer may have fired after they heard fire explosions, etc.
So what were the circumstances?
May have fired after they heard the explosion. Miss Lindsay is not quite sure if the officer fired yet or not, you know. So then the question I asked Miss Lindsay cannot be answered yet, because if Miss Lindsay not sure if him fire or not yet, then Miss Lindsay not gonna know which direction him fire in it? No, sir. What? Help! Murder!
Under which he was being taken from court to his office by the police.
All right, so what we know, that he was before the court on some fraud-related matter. Whilst at court, a fresh report came to the detective, and at the end of the session, he was offered bail. He was in the process of continuing that investigation, taking him to his office when the unfortunate incident happened.
So can you say what led to the incident at all?
Certainly not. We just know that he just attacked the officer, slammed the officer, and shot. No, there were no other injuries reported.
I understand his wife was also charged as well. Can you speak to that?
I'm not sure. I would have to speak to the investigators. That was not part of my brief.
Okay.
A tragic situation, very traumatic situation. I was a bit aware of it that we have lost another active officer on police property, I thought it was wise to come here and show my support and give some more support to the men here. Happening on the compound of the police station makes a very bizarre incident, and certainly said that it's traumatic on the men here who work, who was at work. You know, when the police officers go on an operation, I can understand that you don't expect it to happen, but you can, as you say, wrap your head around if that's something happened and the police officer gets shot. But to be shot and property just conducting routine activity is a very, very traumatic and bizarre activity. The police deserve all the support and understanding we can have in a state like this to see a colleague who is like that. A very capable young colleague, sergeant of police in CIB, you know, hard-working officer, and we'll have to lost his life in this very tragic way.
It depends. They are usually uncuffed.
So in these circumstances, can you say whether or not this...
All right. They need to clear up the whole handcuff issue. Because over Granny Mother Long Tongue, you know, over NNN, Mother Long Tongue, Auntie Sus, Granny Lashy. So the car dealer wasn't under arrest during the incident. Should I pay attention to Granny now? So are they saying that they might use it because he wasn't under arrest? They might use that for the handcuff, make excuse for the handcuff. But as soon as you can handcuff a detained person. You don't have to tell him that him is arrest for you put handcuff on him. But me not gonna respond to anything what Chang say, because I don't understand nothing what Chang say.
Or individual was handcuffed? Why? I guess he was not.
He was not handcuffed, and the investigation will probably provide some more information. But based on what we saw and we heard, he was not handcuffed at the time. To do the investigation, and then based on the findings, then we can start making decisions and recommendations. So right now, we just have to rely on what the investigation will unfold, other than what we know.
A lion is investigating a lion who ate a goat. A lion who is investigating a lion who ate a goat. L-Dog, how are you? Let us read. I wonder if, but then will we ever have independent investigation in all this, Georgette Brown? But I ask the question again. I wonder if gunshot residue and fingerprint, because we know we manipulate in Jamaica, I turn it off, edit it, cut it out, like Ona did in the Noel Maitland video. We know we do all of them something there. The question is, will gunshot residue and fingerprint support your story? And will the family's story, will the wife of Dion Singh story be different from that of Stephanie Lindsay? The police were here the night and frightened and bust the shot, Miss Lindsay. We want more clarity. Panda, frightened puss police there. Because it look like that the frightened puss police must just hear a noise and think for him to use for him loud noise and make noise too. Because I saw the story sound. But dear old sergeant here, it is said is a fraudster as much as Dion Singh. We're going to get deeper into Dion Singh and him brother and him clan them and Siaga and the Jamaica Labour Party and the whole Tivoli Coke family. We're going to go deeper into them later. But the rest of the time we have this morning, we have to call and ask everybody if they hear say Matthew Samuda commit a fraud, an election crime. And everybody roll on the stone fan it come out. Then like a how do I construction turn over in a Hector River? We not gonna have nobody for haul the stone from under JLP if come answer to the crime. We not gonna have nobody for haul PNP from under the stone to come beat JLP for them election fraud. This is the time where PNP should really stand up and a fight to take out cumbersome out of the Prime Minister office. You know? This is the time for this war about the Electoral Commission of Jamaica and the office of the political ombudsman, which the Prime Minister grabbed up in an office and put it in there to continue in swelter of corruption. And that a go on, you know. Carlos Wagwan, Miral King. This is the time when PNP for start brouhaha and braggarants over Andrew Holness seizure of the Electoral Commission of Jamaica, Cousin Jamie, and the seizure of the political ombudsman. Given now that we see what is unfolding with Matthew Samuda in public, somebody need to answer here. Somebody need, where is Dipsy Dana? Where is Dipsy Dana? Because I know Dipsy like to come out here, come tell we say, Anna, so it go. We want to know if Ryan Simpson or whatever his name is spreading fake news. Uno say when we see fake news, if we come ask Uno if it goes so, we're asking, is there any truth to the story published and Matthew Samuda by Ryan Simpson?
Dr. Ryan Simpson, and I'm the representative for the People's National Party for Northeast St. Anne for Member of Parliament. Today, I'm making this video to expose a matter of grave illegality and deception and dishonesty on the part of the representative for the Jamaica Labour Party, Mr. Matthew Samuda. Mr. Samuda has attempted to transfer his vote from wherever it is. We know that Mr. Samuda does not live in Northeast St. Anne. However, he has attempted to transfer his vote here in the constituency of Northeast St. Anne. The issue at hand, as I was informed by our scrutineer who has gone on the team to verify him some time ago, along with the representative for the Jamaica Labour Party and the verifiers of the EOJ, is that Mr. Samuda has attempted to deceive the Electoral Office of Jamaica by giving an address that is known not to be his home address in Northeast St. Anne. In fact, I have been reliably informed that when Mr. Samuda is here in the parish of St. Anne, that the apartment in which he stays is not even in Northeast St. Anne. In fact, his apartment is in one of the popular developments in Northwest St. Anne, one of the popular gated communities. So he does not have a residence in Northeast St. Anne, but rather in Northwest St. Anne or in Kingston, where he lives. However, the address he gave was an address in Fern Grove in Otrias. I've had a chance of visiting that address myself, along with the scrutineer, to see exactly the place that he said he lives. As it turned out, this address belongs to the scrutineer of the Jamaica Labour Party. So Mr. Samuda has given as his home address in Northeast St. Ann the address of the Jamaica Labour Party's scrutineer. This is the same scrutineer that would have come and verified me when I transferred my vote from my home constituency of Matney in Southeast St. Ann to here, Northeast St. Ann. Now, he has given to the EOJ the address of this JLP scrutineer and said that this is his address. It's false, it's illegal, it's dishonest, and it's a deception. And I'm exposing it. I'm calling it out because Mr. Samuda is a lawmaker. He's not even an aspiring lawmaker. He is a sitting senator, and a sitting senator is a lawmaker, a legislator. And we are doing everything we can to stem the tide of electoral fraud. And to know that now Mr. Samuda is actually himself practicing electoral fraud is a matter of grave concern for the people of Jamaica who already were embroiled in this, grave matters of corruptions in government. I want to share with you the video. My scrutineer and I, we went to visit the address. So take a look at this video for yourself. All right. So it's through this lane. So this is a lane where Mr. Matthew Samuda said he lives. Wow. This house here? Mm-hmm. So this is the house right here. So he said he lives here. Mm-hmm. Right here. That's a house with a little thing on the top. So this is where they want to say the candidate for the Jamaica Labour Party lives. And this is the house you came. So look here, Ricardo. You're saying you know the person who live here?
Yeah, I know her. I know her.
You know her very good?
Yeah.
And
no, Bernie, when me and him come verify, you don't
Oh, that's the girl.
Yeah.
That's what. Oh, so it's a verify. It's a scrutineer house. Him giving us his address. Because I know her. Was she named Vern, right?
Vern.
Another issue that I would also like to raise as it relates to the EOJ and allegations that the EOJ might be giving special treatment to Mr. Samuda where this is concerned. And by that I mean the same scrutineer has expressed to me that Mr. Samuda would have received up to 6 visits from the EOJ in its attempt to verify him.
About 6 visits in there.
6? No, that's not true. Don't please don't lie.
3 times when we come in there.
You came 3 times.
3 times when we come in over there.
Mm-hmm.
And the 4th time when I don't know. Who call him when she come? Mm-hmm. That is the Tuesday.
You have your papers in too?
Yeah, man, I'm sitting there. That is the.
So you're saying the EOJ came here at least 6 times to visit Mr. Samuda? Ricardo, may I go put this out publicly so I know I embellish the story.
First time when he came, he wasn't here. One next day.
And you didn't come? Wasn't here?
Me there.
Okay, so.
First time. Right, that's how we come and verify one of them.
Okay.
2 of them.
Two
of them on
people.
the paper.
Okay, him and another person. Not related though?
No.
Okay. So you came the first time with them, but he wasn't here?
Yeah, he wasn't here. And the second time, that I 3 times when me never come. The second time, the 4th time here, the 11th time here, and the 18th time here.
Those are the 3 times?
That I 3 times.
Where you were never there?
When me never there. And the 4th time now, just at us body here. Then come back, the paper come back. Then carry back the paper.
4 times? Okay, so they give him a 4th visit?
Yeah.
Well, you said 6, so a 4?
A 5 times that.
Count how much date they say you count?
No, this a data. My mind on message yesterday then come before. When me verify one of them, it's 2 paper upon one.
Okay, so that's 1 time?
Yeah. And then now we come back again. He weren't here.
That's 2 times?
2. And the other 3 times now. Where then come back. When they call me, I got a doctor.
Are you sure they came to verify him as well?
And then come to verify him, because the paper signed. I don't know if I first time after me never come, then come and sign the paper. But the last visit, when me come, him sign the paper and the labor rights sign the paper.
And you say you're not signing it?
Me not sign on.
He was here?
No.
So how you know him signed the paper?
Because I look on the paper. And I see where his scrutineer sign the paper.
Okay. If that is the case, then that also is an issue of greater concern because as it stands here in Northeast St. Ann, there are many people who believe that the EOJ in Northeast Centre has been very sympathetic and biased to the cause of the Jamaica Labour Party. And so, an allegation like this would, make it even more convincing, this allegation that the EOJ is biased to the JLP, if Mr. Samuda did indeed receive 6 visits, because the law requires only 3 visits. So that, especially for a transfer, whether transfer or new additions, the law requires 3 visits. And if after 3 visits the person is not found or cannot be verified, then they are called in for a sit-in. Our verifier has gone there. He said he has gone there at least 3 times, and there were 3 times that he was not able to attend, but he knew that they would have gone there. And one of the times when he would have gone and seen Mr. Samuda there, he refused to sign the form because he was convinced that this was not the home of Mr. Samuda. He knows the owner of the house, he knows the occupants of the house, and he knew that Mr. Samuda does not reside there. However, he insists that Mr. Samuda would have received 6 visits from the EOJ, and if that is the case, then something is fundamentally wrong and needs to be investigated. So at this point, I'm calling upon Mr. Samuda to come forward and address this matter. If he believes that there is no truthfulness to it, then I'm asking him to come forward and address it and clear up this issue of falsifying his address and attempting to defraud and deceive the Electoral Office of Jamaica, which is a breach of the law. Secondly, I am calling on the Electoral Office of Jamaica, the Director of Elections, and the returning officer in Northeast Centre, and to clarify this matter of 6 visits being given to Mr. Samuda, because that for us would be preferential treatment and would be inconsistent with the law.
Sorry about the sound. I'm going to ask Little Matt 2 questions, I think. During the Race and Bertha movement against Mark Golden the other day, you came out, I think the sound is back now. You came out and you renounced your citizenship. You came out and you renounced your citizenship, which would include your passport as well, Little man. The question to you is, have you, Matthew Samuda, ever hold a Jamaican passport? Have you, Matthew Samuda, before stating that you are going to renounce, you're taking steps to renounce your UK citizenship, have you, Matthew Samuda, ever hold a Jamaican passport? And if you have not, Matthew Samuda, and if you have renounced your citizenship, what is Matthew Samuda's status at the moment? And will Matthew Samuda have to go through the nationality process if he has not, or will he be given diplomatic status? What is Matthew Samuda's current status? Tina Moore, Beverly Wilson, Kamar Johnson, Patricia Watson Dawkins, Lenford, Muriel King. What is Matthew Samuda's status at the moment? And have Matthew Samuda ever hold a Jamaican passport? It is important. I wonder if little Matt is stateless at the moment. I wonder if their Matt is hanging between two countries at the moment. Does Matt has a Jamaican passport? If not, will Matt be going through the nationality process? Or will Matt be given diplomatic status? Bernice Dickelson, how you do? Let us look at further crimes that little Matt has committed against the people of Jamaica. And if he has done it in Western Jamaica, where else in Jamaica would little Matt have done this?
This is a special expose on the water scarcity plaguing Negril, Lucy, Green Island and other communities in the parishes of Hanover and Westmoreland, which rely on the Logwood treatment plant for their water supply.
You never miss your water till your well runs dry, till your well runs dry, brothers and sisters.
As the water woes continue to affect communities such as West End in the resort town of Negril, Green Island, Orange Bay and a slew of other communities, concerns are being raised over statements made by a minister with responsibility for water, Matthew Samuda, that the 2,000-room Princess Hotel in Green Island is using desalination or reverse osmosis as its primary water supply source. During a meeting held in Negril at the Swept-Away Hotel in Negril on Thursday, April 4, environmentalist and founder of Let's Make Negril Awesome, Lambert Williams, asked Minister Samuda whether or not the water demands of Princess Hotel, which is set to open in June, is pulling water away from the communities served by the Logwood treatment plant.
The biggest bone of contention in this community is how the government has taken away our water from St. Ghana, Lady Princess, in Green Island. So if that is so, I have no evidence. Please, sir, the people are extremely resident and the communities and the verge of some serious demonstration.
During the exchange, Minister Samuda had told Mr. Williams that the Princess Hotel was using reverse osmosis or desalination as its primary water source.
Their development program is based on reverse osmosis in desalination. The very first day that I came to the portfolio
However, residents of Negril have been questioning the veracity of Minister Samuda's claims, among them celebrity radio disc jockey and event promoter Amber Kroll.
I was reliably informed by members of the Negril Chamber of Commerce and other persons in the community that Minister Samuda attended a closed-door meeting in Negril where the media was not allowed in the meeting. The media showed up and the minister asked for them to stay outside. However, what happened in the meeting was very displeasing to those who attended, who it mattered to, because some people in matter look at them, all right, them have water, them have hot water, them have pressure in them pipe, so them good. So that meeting was held. In that meeting, some very important things came out. One, the minister alleges that the Princess Hotel, which is being built in Green Island, is using reverse osmosis for the construction. So our question now to the minister is, since you allege this, come and tell the public, Minister Samuda, where the water that the Princess Hotel is using for reverse osmosis is coming from. Is it the swamps nearby or is it the sea? Because in order to do reverse osmosis, you need a source, you need a water. Even if it's dirty water with mud in there, you must have the water first before you can actually perform that process. So that's one claim that we're asking on behalf of the community of Negril, the minister to clarify where the water is coming from, because the people suspect that the water is actually coming from the logwood plant, which is supposed to serve the community. And that is why the people of Hanover and Negril do not have water in their pipes. Minister Bartlett, you've been doing so well, and we've seen you on many platforms speaking of how well tourism is doing. This water issue requires Minister Bartlett's attention too, because your ministry going to suffer. Let us now clarify if Princess Hotel, which is building a 3,000 room hotel, is using reverse osmosis, so we can rule that out. If they are not, then it simply means that they're on the people water source and they need to come off. Let the government who give them authority and permission to build that big old hotel up at Green Island find water source give them. Because them literally would be robbing the people of water if it is so that they are on the NWC system. You cannot put such a big development on a system which is already burdened and the citizens not getting water and think that things are going to be business as usual. That is not how you develop a country.
When Negril Times checked with the National Environment and Planning Agency, NEPA, an official from the Applications Processing Branch revealed that while the Princess Hotel had indeed submitted an application for a reverse osmosis desalination plant, the application is still being processed and a decision has not yet been on whether to approve or refuse it. The logwood treatment plant, which is located a few miles away from the hotel site, is expected to supply Princess Hotel with approximately 800,000 gallons of potable water daily. Environmental impact assessment for the Princess Hotel development, which was held at the Green Island High School in Hanover on Thursday, March 5, 2020, concerns had been raised over water strain and potential shortages due to the hotel's massive water needs. Some residents and hoteliers had feared this would strain the logwood water supply system and deprive Negril, Lucy, and surrounding communities of potable water. In addition to 2,034 rooms, the Spanish-owned Princess Hotel will feature 14 overwater sea rooms at a casino. The hotel is also expected to have a laundry which operates for 16 hours per day. However, amidst the concerns, the Princess Hotel developers outlined during the environmental impact assessment presentation that a water storage tank that will hold 3 times the demands for the total 2,034 rooms would be built to meet the needs of drinking water and firefighting. They also stated that at a later date, they would make an application to allow them to drill a well on the property, which would be capable of providing water through reverse osmosis using the underground brackish water. The verbatim notes of Princess Hotel's public presentation revealed that numerous concerns were raised by members of the Negril Chamber of Commerce and other residents of the resort town, who had called for the requisite additional infrastructure for water to be put in before approval for construction of the hotel was given. Former president of the Negril Chamber of Commerce, Richard Wallace, had raised concerns that Negril's West End was already suffering from chronic water shortage, which could be exacerbated by the construction of the Princess Hotel. However, in response, Dr. Carlton Campbell of CL Environmental Company, who led the presentation on Princess Hotel's behalf, had said the resort would be looking at reverse osmosis as a backup to the NWC's water supply. Dr. Campbell had also said that some of these studies, including ground modeling and water modeling and stuff, had already been conducted. He had stated, quote, "What is left to be done is to test wells to see, but we are on our way because as a Jamaican, I know NWC will always say that they have water and thing, and time come, you have an issue. So the client has graciously said yes. Let us look at the osmosis and reverse osmosis."
There's not even 2 different Jamaica. No, Christopher, I won't be. There's not even two different Jamaica. There are many different Jamaica. Many different Jamaica. And the opportunities that you have, it depends on your area code or your postcode of Jamaica. And yes, we're going to leave it this morning. But in leaving, we're going to remind them of the question. to Lindsay and Horace Chang. Did Deon Singh shot the officer? Did Deon Singh shot himself? Did the assistant officer shot his colleague by accident and in turn shot Deon Singh as well? Will forensic examination such as fingerprint and gunshot residue support your story? To Matthew Samuda, what is your status? Have you, Matt, ever hold a Jamaican passport? And if you have not, what the process of application that you will be embarking on at the moment? It is very important that somebody from the Jamaica Labour Party and somebody from the People's National Party respond to the fraud, the electoral fraud allegation. It is a serious matter that goes to the heart of our election. And somebody from any side must respond to this allegation. Otherwise, when I go top, I will be at the story until somebody respond to the allegation of voter fraud, of electoral fraud. And we want to know Matthew's status. We want to know if Matthew has ever held a Jamaican passport, and if Matt has taken steps to renounce his UK citizenship. What is little Matt's status at the moment? And what is the process that Matt will be going through to achieve Jamaica nationality or citizenship? Good morning, good afternoon from Global TV.